Okay, guys, so we are starting. Yes, this is our first episode in our brand new YouTube channel of CTB, Chef Tours Barcelona. So we are gonna start talking about what I do believe that is the most important thing of why the Mediterranean food is worldwide famous. It's not because we are good chefs, that some of us we are, some of us we are not. Is because we have a moderate climate. Yes, the climate, it makes the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you behave, and obviously the way you eat. Yes, until a few years ago we didn't use electricity, so it's like that. Yes, if you have potatoes, you eat potatoes. If you have rice, you eat rice. If you have wheat, you eat wheat. Yes, depending on what you have is the way you eat. Yes, it's always eating was a surviving reason. Okay, so if you eat sushi in Japan, it's because you can, because you live in a moderate climate. If you eat sushi, raw fish in Morocco, you die. And you don't want to die, right? So you are always going to overcook the food in these countries. The chili is good for the blood pressure, it kills bacteria. Yes, the spices, they preserve the food. So always in the hot or tropical countries, let's say the Arabian countries or the Africa or Southeast Asia, they will always overcook the food. In India, you cannot take the risk of eating the food medium rare. Yes, so our thing is that the Mediterranean way is that we respect textures, while in another parts of the world, they just are better in another things like spices, for example. Yes. Which one is better? I don't know. This is completely different. Yes, I already told you. Yes, Asian food is heavy metal. Ours is classical music. You choose. Yes, or maybe you may like it both. Yeah. So the Mediterranean food, we have 4 different seasons, right? So they are from not too hot and all of them quite mild. Not too hot and not too cold in the winter, right? So because of that, the veggies and the animals, they like to be with us. Yes, in more extreme climates, it's more complicated to have a balanced meal. I remind you that always you have to think about a few decades ago, or I don't know, 50 years ago or 100 years ago when there was no electricity. Yes, so it was different. Yes, nowadays if we have the best wine in the world, it's not because we are smarter than the English, for example. Yes, it's that we are in the right equatorial line. Even there is 2 equatorial lines. Yes, it's from here all the way down to all the way to the east to California, or to the west to France, Italy, etc., or the South Africa, New Zealand, Australia. Okay, so if you are out of these 2 equatorial lines, you may have a wine enough to get drunk, but not a good quality. Okay, even though now the weather is changing. Yes, the big wine companies are buying land in England, Denmark, yes, in this equatorial line, because they estimate that within the next 50 years, unfortunately for us, it will be the right climate, all right, for wine. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so now we are gonna talk, to make you understand this, we are gonna start talking about the tomatoes. Okay, guys, so to make you understand the thing about the climate, I don't know, it's my opinion, yes? And I always say it's my opinion. Yes, I don't try to... This is not religion, yeah? Cooking is always very subjective, yes? But, for example, the tomatoes. In Spain, we have more than 250 different types of tomatoes. Maybe in Germany, I don't know, they don't have none, or 2 or 3. It's because our climate is good for that, yes? While but maybe Germany is much better for potatoes than us. Well, yeah, it has more different varieties at least. Yes, in Spain there is more than 250 different types of tomatoes, and each one is different. Not all the tomatoes are the same. Not all the tomatoes are good for everything. One tomatoes are good for doing sauce, another are good for salads, another are worthless. Yeah. Anyway, so these were the tomatoes that we have in here, yes, today. So I'm gonna explain you a little bit. Yes, see here we have the Roma tomatoes, worldwide famous. All over the world you can find these tomatoes, right? These tomatoes are the best for doing any sauce. Yes, they are very juicy, they have a lot of juice, so So this one you can do a gazpacho, but also you can do a pomodoro sauce, or I don't know, anything for cooking, right? Then, see, we have this one that is called Monterrosa. This is quite Spanish. Well, you can find it in another parts of the world also. But this is a mixture between a Catalan and an Italian from Genova. Yes, Genova. I don't know how you say it in English anyway. But an Italian tomato and a Catalan tomato. This tomato is really good for eating salads. The same than this one is called black tomato, right? This one is really good. This is quite acid, so this one, for example, if you're gonna do a gazpacho, maybe you don't have to add so much vinegar, right? Then, I don't know, the cherry tomatoes normally is to be, I'm not really sure if it's because they are so small, but they are always, they are more concentrated in sugar. They are kind of sweet, right? So I really like it to use for salads, right? They are quite good, yeah? And then, see, we are in Catalonia, at least I am in Catalonia, yeah? So this is like the national symbol of Catalonia. They are called hanging tomatoes. Yes, you see how I touch them, and they are really ripe, really ripe, really ripe is because they are hanging. Yes, they come in a branch, hang, and they last up to 4 months if you leave them hang, right? You will see how this one, for example, let me see, I'm gonna cut it, and you will see we'll use it obviously, and I will show you how to do the pan tumaca, but look how much use it has, this one, right? Yes, this one is not good at all for eating, but it's really good for rubbing on the bread. Yes, it's very mushy, right? It's not well, it's not nice to eat. Yes, it's like a paste, right? So, but this one is really good to rub on the bread, right? So that's it, guys. There is many more. This is just a small example. I hope you have enjoyed. Yes, I always think that not all the tomatoes are the same, not all the onions are the same, not all the potatoes, not all the human beings are the same, right? So just it's practicing. If you don't find these tomatoes in your country, you have to use the most similar one. See, thinking is good. All right, so you just have to think of how to get a tomato that is the most similar to another one that is maybe in the countries that you are traveling in. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed the first episode, and don't forget to subscribe and all these things. Yes, so see you guys. Let's keep on cooking.